Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, I categorically say that 200 police officers will not be laid off this year. The member has his facts completely and utterly wrong and should be careful who he speaks to.
Question number 6. Dr Parmjeet Parmar.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Social Housing. What recent announcements has she made to reduce homelessness in Auckland?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Mr Speaker, this morning with the Mayor of Auckland I announced the launch of Housing First Auckland, which aims to house 472 chronically homeless Aucklanders and provide wraparound services to address the underlying causes of their homelessness. The program is based on the successful international model, which has also been trialled through the People's Project in Hamilton. The Housing First model recognises that it's easier for people to address issues such as mental health and substance abuse once they're securely housed. The priority is to quickly move people into appropriate housing, then immediately provide wraparound services to support their ongoing success.
Supplementary question, Dr Parmjeet Parmar.
To the Minister, what does the evidence tell us about the effectiveness of the programme?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Well, internationally, Housing First has proven to be a very effective model for sustainably addressing homelessness. A US study of 1,800 homeless people with psychiatric disabilities found that 5 years after program entry, 88% of the clients housed in the program were still housed. Locally, the People's Project in Hamilton advises that 252 people have been moved from a homeless situation over the past 2 years and that 94% of them have retained their housing.
Supplementary question, Phil Twyford.
Will she be advising her colleagues that the only long-term sustainable way to reduce homelessness is by fixing the housing crisis? And when will she adopt Labor's winning policies like banning foreign buyers, building 100,000 affordable homes and stopping Bill English's sell-off of state houses?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Well, Mr Speaker, the causes of homelessness are complex and varied, but what I would tell the member that actually my colleague, the Minister of Building and Construction, has been in charge of a very comprehensive program of work to address the complete failure under the Labor government to see adequate housing built, and as a result of the work program of this government, we are now seeing one of the most intense period of construction activity in New Zealand's history.
Question number 7, the Honourable David Parker.
Thank you.